Hey friends, today I'm going to be showing you how to make Italian seasoning. Now, you may be asking yourself why. Okay, Victoria, I can go to the store and I can get all the Italian seasoning I want. Yeah, but here's the dealio, is if you go to the store and you get Italian seasoning, like just research how many spice companies have had lawsuits for things like putting things in their spices, for having heavy metals, for a lot of different things. I don't want any junk in my food, and that's just where I am in my life. And so I'm first gonna take you out to my garden. My garden, because it's a tiny patio garden right now. One day I will have a huge sprawling garden, but this is what I have today and it works for me. And I'm gonna be showing you how I utilize that to make my own spice blends. So let's go out to the garden first. We're gonna talk about what I grow, how we're gonna harvest it, and then I'll show you how to make your spice blends. Hey friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna be talking with you about how you need to make your own spice blends and how are we gonna do it. And convenience is so great, isn't it? Convenience is so convenient. I really feel like we have been sold up a river in regards to the whole convenience thing. If you are concerned about your health and what you are eating, I want you to Google McCormick and lawsuit. And there have been a ton of different lawsuits in regards to having heavy metals and extra ingredients and stuff like that in their spices. Now, I know that's just one spice company. However, I think this brings the issue to light. Should we actually be making our own stuff? What's great about this recipe, you're able to download a printable version from my blog. And what I want you to do is print it out and then make notes. What do you like? What do you not like? Are you like, do I want to add onion? This is too much garlic. I don't like basil. Like whatever the thing is. And let me tell you, most Italian seasoning blends have marjoram, which to me smells like feet. And so I do not include marjoram. I include the ingredients that I love. And that's what I want you to start doing when you get a recipe the next time. You're like, I love this, I don't love this. Keep in the stuff that you love, double down on it, but take out the things that you don't. And I'm gonna take you outside now and I'm gonna show you my garden and I'm gonna show you how you can harvest some of these. Oh, there's a wasp up there and I hope it's not gonna bite me or sting me or whatever. Do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah. We've been having issues with wasps. So if I end up running in the house, and there's bees out here, there's always bees. Okay, so I wanted to show you my tower garden. This thing, see how prolific these plants are? The only thing I planted this year was the basil, well, and the tulsi. Most of these plants are from a year ago or 2 years ago. So, sorry, if the camera's moving around, I'm keeping an eye on that giant friggin' wasp. And yeah, I don't need to get stung today. So, interesting. It likes the tower. So I have all my herbs out here. So I have rosemary, oregano, basil, sage, and this is not like a huge massive garden. What I have is a lot of plants that I purchased at our local grocery store and some other things like this guy in front of me is a blood orange, and I think I got that guy at Costco, some blueberries and things like that. So like this guy, the rosemary, each one of these plants likes to be pruned a different way. So here is this gorgeous basil. You may be thinking, okay, Victoria, just cut the thing. No, here's what we want to do with it, okay? How you get a full plant like that is when you see these little baby leaves, and I hope you can see this. So you see new little baby leaves have grown right here. We're gonna cut it right above those baby leaves. Those baby leaves are gonna shoot off and create a new 2 stalks, okay? Oh, look at that bee. I mean, like, we got a lot of stuff going on out here right now. So that's how we're gonna harvest our basil. This is oregano. It's really easy. We're just gonna snip, 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 and then we're gonna use these. This is our rosemary. we're just gonna cut these top ends, the really delicate ends. And so you just snip the top. You don't want to cut the entire, like an entire section like that. Rosemary is a slower grower, so it needs a little bit more time. So we're back in from the garden, and I went ahead and I'm soaking my herbs. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm soaking my herbs, and this is what I do just to make sure I don't have any friends that come in with me. So especially if you're harvesting a lot, sometimes you'll get little spiders or worms or something. I do not put any pesticides or anything. I'm an organic gardener. I kind of let it be. Maybe I spray some neem oil on there, but that's pretty much it. When you have your herbs soaked and washed for a little bit, what I like to do, and this is what my mother always used to do, I'll show you with this oregano. So we have a couple sprigs of oregano. I'll just roll it up, my kid playing a video game or something, roll it up in a towel and kind of dry it off, okay? Now when we're done drying off our herbs, and they don't have to be 100% dry, especially if you're in a drier climate like here. Here we don't get super duper humid, but I still live in Texas. So I make sure the herbs are mostly dry, and then you can put these out on a cookie sheet on some parchment paper, put them in the oven at like 150 degrees. And I wanted to show you, these were some basil leaves that I just left out on the counter. So how we're gonna make our spice blend is once our herbs are dry, we're going to put them in containers like this. So like this one is rosemary. I have my basil in here. Some oregano, and some parsley. So let's measure out a 1/4 cup of each. Okay, so here's my rosemary. And I'm just going to break up, rosemary is really woody, so I'm just gonna break it up a little bit. You can also use a coffee grinder for this. I, of course, would use a separate coffee grinder just for your spices, but you just wanna break it up a little bit. You can also just use a knife and a cutting board, but you can also just use your hands for this. We're not making a huge batch, so it kind of doesn't matter. It also depends. I don't mind the longer pieces of rosemary. If you want it all chopped up like you're a professional or something, then go ahead and try the cut with a knife method. Now we're gonna put in the oregano. And for this one, I kind of do this in batches. And you can just rub your hands together. It's a smaller, more delicate leaf, so it will crumble up. Okay, and if there's any leaves left over, you can pulverize them again. And again, if I were doing a ton of different spice blends, using a ton of different jars, I would use a grinder or something. I'm not, so I don't care. This gives me a couple of minutes in the kitchen, and I kind of like it. It's just sort of relaxing. You see how these are all pulverized? Now we're gonna do the parsley. Here's the deal with parsley. I'm probably gonna use half this, but you use as much as you want. Like, nobody's in your kitchen judging you. The thing that's interesting about parsley, I just dried this last night. And if you're a nerd, you may think this is interesting. The parsley dries and it's so much brighter than the other herbs. And while parsley isn't something that I have traditionally loved, I've heard it really is great for detoxing. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna add parsley to more of my blends, okay? And then we're gonna add some garlic powder. What I want you to remember is this is your spice blend. So, oh, I'll use the other side. So you do this any way you want. And I'm also gonna put, ooh, I really like garlic, so there you go. I'm also gonna put a link for these cute spice jars and the labels. It's really easy, you just get it on Amazon. But I actually think that they have come in really handy, and I like to buy my herbs in bulk, as you could see with like this garlic. So I buy my herbs in bulk, and then I can just use these little spice jars. And this is kind of it. Like, you didn't need to add that much garlic unless you wanted to. And if at this point in time, you're brave. There you go. That was so good. Okay, now hopefully this all fits in the jar. And if your funnel gets stuck, use a chopstick. You can use either side to kind of push stuff through. That didn't even fill up the whole bottle. How about that? And there's more garlic in here than I thought that I would add, but I also love garlic, so it's not a big deal. If you don't love garlic, then don't add it. It did take me a few minutes to put this together. I know entirely what's in here. I know all of the ingredients are organic. I know where everything came from. And you can't say that at the grocery store, can you? I mean, really, especially when we're talking about natural flavors, which legally can mean anything. So many of the things that we consume have natural flavors, which basically means nothing. So who knows what it is? So if you are even thinking about starting with a few plants or even the hydroponic jars or anything like that, I just say, just give it a try. And of course, how my garden looks was not how it looked a couple years ago. When you get into this, it is so addictive. As you can tell, I mean, like, if I were to go to the grocery store, this would be a lot more expensive, right? Right now, I'm just paying for water, and probably once every 6 months I fertilize, and that's it. And my garden's pretty low maintenance now. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I will see you in my next video. If you have any special requests on what to do next, comment below and let me know. My next videos I'm considering are how to make gluten-free Italian meatballs, or making gluten-free focaccia. So let me know if either of those sound delicious to you. I will see you in my next video. And don't forget to share this with a friend who you think needs to know how to make their own spice blend.